Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Over to you, Lakshmi Mataji. Please take over. Lila, Priya, Radha Mataji. Mataji is getting ready, I guess. We can wait. I sing. Everybody have the ingredients?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, over to you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, kids. So good to see you all today here. So are we all ready for today's class? No? Nobody's ready? All right, let's get started. All right, kids. Okay, as you already know, right? We started class with the prayers, which is on your screen. I'm going to do that together. You already know it, but it's still on your screen. So if you forget anything, just look at the screen and recite. And we're going to do this together. All right, so let's do it. Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya. I cannot hear anybody. Chakshur unmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha. Kids, are you there? I cannot hear anybody. Can you hear me?
Who changed allow participants to unmute? I don't know.
We couldn't unmute.
Yeah.
Mataji, I don't see
I
the
can't hear anybody.
ingredients in the group.
Sorry. I don't know how it got changed.
Sorry, kids.
They were not able to unmute.
I don't see the
We
ingredients in the
are
group.
ready, Mataji. We are ready, but we weren't able to just like talk.
Oh, perfect. Now, as I know you all are ready, let's start with the prayers, okay? Because we have so much to do today. So let's
Mataji,
get
I had a
started.
question.
Go ahead.
The ingredients are not in the not shared in the group.
It is shared in the group.
I looked in the group, but I can't see the message.
Mataji already said. Mataji said that on the weekend, so maybe you should go and check on the weekend. I saw
Yeah.
it.
Check the message today also. I had sent another reminder for today, but take a look. You should find it there.
I didn't see it, but my
Very
mom
simple.
did.
Actually, they're very simple ingredients. You should mostly everybody has it at home. So just take a look. All right, with that, we'll get to that later on, but let's start with the class. Kids, prayers together. All right, let's start. Om
Namo Vishnupadaya Vishnuhastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
See, now I like it. It's so much better to do the prayers with you. All right. So kids, do you know what are we going to do today? I mean, what
We're learning about
personality have we
Mahabharata,
picked from
Mataji.
Mahabharata that we're going to talk about today? Do you know that? One of my favorite. But never mind. If you don't know, let's move on. All right. So today we're going to talk
Abhimanyu.
about Abhimanyu. Yes, and Uttara. Abhimanyu, primarily we will talk about, but Uttara as well, you already know. And that's why I've mentioned it, right? It's a tale of bravery, intelligence, courage, and sacrifice, and valor. It is difficult to find a match of Abhimanyu, right? And if you know a little bit about Abhimanyu, you would probably know that he knew what he was getting into during Mahabharata, not Mahabharata, during Kurukshetra war. He already knew what will happen, but that's how that kind of Kshatriya was he, that he did not want to take a step back because it was a fight of dharma, right? So he did not want to take a step back and he moved forward, even though he knew the result of that. So let's talk about Abhimanyu today. A little bit of introduction about that. As I just mentioned, one of my very, very favorite personality. I've heard of him ever since I was a child, right? I used to hear so much about him. So let's talk about him today. Abhimanyu is a key personality featured in epic Mahabharata, the son of Arjun and Shubhadra. And Shubhadra, who is a half sister of Lord Krishna. So see the connection, right? Abhimanyu is a partial incarnation of Chandra, an unparalleled archer. He was considered equal to his father in power with bow and arrow, right? So he was extremely skillful in bow and arrow. And I think you all already know the story of Arjun, right? Anybody remembers the story of Arjun and his bow and arrow skill? How
Yes.
I know,
He-
Mataji, I
All right,
remember.
go ahead.
Mataji,
You
Yeah,
want
I
to share
know.
real quick? We'll just share in less than a minute. Go ahead.
Mataji. So like how he showed his arching skills is like he was that his teacher put like a fake bird on top of a tree, and then he asked Arjun hit the bird, and then Arjun hit the bird directly at the head.
Directly at the head. Okay, thank you, Ryan. Anybody else has any other thoughts on that story? Do you think it
Can I
was slightly more different? Yes, go ahead, Janvi.
So there were so there so Arjuna's he put so there was a bird in the tree, and he told everyone like to try to get something out of the tree, and everyone was distracted all around. Like there was mango in the tree, so Bhima was into the mangoes and like, oh, I want one of the mangoes. Someone and like another one was like with something else, and they weren't paying attention to the thing they were supposed to shoot, so they all missed. And then Arjuna did it, but he was very attentive and he was focused on what he had to shoot, and he shoot it directly at the eye of the bird.
Perfect. You nailed it. Thank you, Janvi. Palvid, do you have any other thoughts? Or you think what
He was
Janvi
like,
and
he wasn't like an expert at bow and arrow.
he was not an expert?
He was like,
He
he
was,
was,
yeah.
yeah,
Right,
because
but
he was like, and he was one of the favorite, like, Dronacharya was like he liked his student because he was like attentive, like so much.
exactly. So you already know the story, right? That's exactly what we're talking
Yes,
about.
Mataji.
That's good.
I've even watched the full Mahabharata.
Exactly. So that's good Arjun was, right? He was so attentive, as Janvi was talking about, that everybody was so distracted when their guru asked what exactly are they aiming for in the archery competition, and everybody was talking about, I can see this, I can see that, I can see the bird, and so on. Arjun was the only one who said, I can only see the eye of the bird, because that is what they had to target. So he was that good. Now imagine his own son who was as good as him, right? So imagine how skillful he was. And moreover, he had the direct relation with Lord Krishna also, because Shubhadra, his mother, was a half sister of Lord Krishna. And he also got training from Krishna. So we'll talk about that. Now, Purvajan, that's a previous birth. Briefly, in the introduction, we talked about that there is a Abhimanyu's previous birth was related with Chandra. So let's see how that was related. So there is a story about Abhimanyu's Purvjan, that's his previous birth in Mahabharata. It was Varchas, the son of Chandra, who incarnated as Abhimanyu, son of Arjun. So once Devas and Chandra met about the incarnation of Devas in the world for the destruction of the wicked people, right? So um, Devas means God, demigods, and demons. They were always fighting because demigods wanted to save the world, right? Protect the world, keep dharma intact. But at the same time, demons wanted to destroy that. So that was the kind of fight they had. They had fight for the ethics, the values, right? So they were fighting. Now, one such time that happened that all the demigods met Chandra, and they said that, okay, there's so much going on in the world. Now we need to send somebody from us who can protect people and who can bring dharma back and who can, basically take care of wicked demons. So, and then they were recommending to send Vacha. So Chandra told demigods that I do not want to send my son because he is more than life for me, right? Everybody's kids are like that. All the parents would say the same, that I really love my kid and I don't want to send my kid to somewhere where he has to fight all the time and you do not even know what the future would be. But then again, it's the fight of dharma. Whenever any moment comes when one has to fight for dharma, what would you choose, right? You would always choose dharma. That exactly what the Kshatriyas back then, that's exactly what demigods back then and even now choose to do, right? So even though Chandra was not in favor of sending his son, but he agreed. He said, okay, I'm going to send my son, but I just have one condition. And my condition is that my son should be born as Arjun's son. That is what I want to do. And that's not all. I cannot live away from my son forever. So he should be born as Arjun's son. But not only that, when he enters 16 years of his adolescence, so basically when he becomes 16-year-old, I want him back. So what I want at that time is he should enter a Chakravyuh and be killed by the enemies and he should return to me. So I have these two conditions. If you're okay, I'm gonna let my son go and do what you are expecting him to do. All right. The Devas, basically demigods, accepted this condition. And we will see what happens next. So this slide talks about birth and early life of Abhimanyu. So Abhimanyu was born to Arjun. That's exactly what we saw in the last slide. The third of the Pandava brother and his wife Subhadra, who belonged to the Yadav clan. So we already know that the Pandavas are in Yadav clan. And we already know Arjun was the third brother and Abhimanyu's parents were Arjun and Subhadra. Pay attention, kids. If we have time, I'm going to ask some questions in the end, okay? So Arjun first instructed him in warfare training before the Pandavas were forced into giving up their kingdom and banished for 13 years by their cousin Duryodhan. We already know that, right? Duryodhan sent them to exile for some time, and then they had to give up their kingdom. And for 13 years, they were just away from their kingdom and they were hiding everywhere because Duryodhana not just sent them to exile, but at the same time, he
Yeah, I know this. Like, so, like, like, so, like, they got like banished for in the first for like 12 years, but and also 1 year for hiding. So in
exactly.
total, it got
Exactly. You're right. So
13 years.
12 plus 1 year. That's how it was. Perfect. You all know everything. It's so interesting to do this because you know a lot of things. All right. So that's what happened. So they were banished for 13 years. And as I was saying, Duryodhana not just send them to exile, but he tried all possible ways to even kill them so that they never come back and claim the kingdom, right? Because Duryodhana was the one who wanted to rule the kingdom. But everybody knew that Pandavas were more deserving because they were better rulers. Yudhishthir for that matter, right? Because he was a Rakshak of Dharma, so or protector of Dharma. So he was the best candidate to rule the kingdom. But during this time, Subhadra remained in the kingdom of Dwarka, the home of her brother, and raised Abhimanyu there with the help of her family. So in the initial days of Abhimanyu's childhood, definitely Arjun trained him on the war techniques. But at the same time, just because of this exile time, Subhadra did spend some time with her family. So basically, Balram and Krishna, and Balram and Krishna also trained Abhimanyu. So he had learned a lot of skills from a lot of the best people, right? So like Balram, Krishna, Arjun. So he was one of the best. Abhimanyu received warfare training from his uncle Balram and Krishna, as well as the maternal cousin Pradyumna. Pradyumna was equally good. When the Pandavas returned from the exile, Duryodhana refused to give them the kingdom, which ultimately sparked the Kurukshetra war. Now, we already know that how the Kurukshetra war happened, right? There were so many reasons. There was Draupadi incident as well, and there was this incident too. So we already know all that. So we will not get into the details because we're going to talk about just Abhimanyu today. So when he refused to give the kingdom, and when it was time for the the time for Kurukshetra war came. But right now we're talking about birth and early life. There was another interesting incident happened when Abhimanyu wasn't even born. So when he was in the womb of his mother, little Abhimanyu was there. He learned the knowledge of entering the deadly uh, uh, impenetrable Chakravyu from Arjuna. So what happened? One of the days, Arjuna was talking talking to Subhadra, who is Abhimanyu's mother. He was talking about the Chakravyu, and he was even talking about how to enter the Chakravyu. If I think you already know what the Chakravyu is. Chakravyu is just one of the strategy that warriors use. It is one of the strategy wherein people have different strategies to attack the enemy and even protect their army, right? So this is one of the technique or strategy wherein they build basically wall with the soldiers and all the arms they have in a circular way. So it's a circular kind of a circular strategy basically. What am I saying? It's a circular shape kind of a thing to trap their enemy. So now once somebody gets into, it's difficult for them to come out because once somebody gets into it, he's trapped inside, right? So that is one of the strategy Arjun was talking about to Subhadra. But that time Abhimanyu was still in the womb of the mother. So he heard everything, but Arjun soon realized that Subhadra is sleeping. So he stopped talking. But he stopped talking. When he stopped talking, he had finished how to enter the Chakravyu. But as she was already sleeping, he didn't talk about how to exit the Chakravyu. So Abhimanyu learned how he can enter the Chakravyu, but he did not know how to exit out of it because he did not know that because he never heard that from Arjun. All right. So that was about that. Now, when you grew up, he got married to Uttara, who is a little bit a piece of the puzzle in our today's story, right? So when Pandavas were hiding in incognito in Matsya kingdom during their final year of exile, so that is the last year of the exile, they were hiding there. Now Pandavas stayed in the kingdom of Matsya in disguise and served its ruler Virat. So they were serving the ruler Virat and they didn't tell him who they are. They were in disguise because they wanted to be hidden so that Kauravas never find out about them and never try to kill them, right? So they can protect themselves for the time being. The king's daughter, Uttara, was taught dancing and music by Arjuna, who pretended to be an eunuch named Brihanala. So Arjun's name was Brihanala, and he was pretending to be somebody who's protecting Uttara because he was a warrior, right? So king put him to this job to protect his daughter Uttara, and at the same time he was teaching her dance and music as well. But finally, after 13 years, when they came out of their disguise and their true identities were revealed to Virat, he asked Arjun to marry Uttara because he had already seen how good Arjun is, right? He's a warrior, he is strong, so he thought that he's the best person for his daughter. But Arjuna declined to marry her because he had served as her teacher, right? How can a teacher marry a student? So he refused for that. But he said that instead, she can marry my son, Abhimanyu. And that's how Abhimanyu and Uttara got married. There's another interesting thing, not exactly interesting thing, but the fact that you already know, and we're not getting into details of it, but you would probably know that we know so much about King Parikshit. He was such a great king, right? And he was the son of Abhimanyu. There's a very beautiful story how he was born and how Uttara protected him and how Krishna protected him. But we're not going to get into the details because that's not our today's topic. But all interesting pastimes for us to know. So Uttara said, okay, following the Pandavas' victory in the Kurukshetra war, Parikshit became the heir apparent to Yudhishthir and later takes Yudhishthir's place as a ruler of Hastinapur. So he actually ruled Hastinapur. And we are talking about Parikshit Maharaj here. Now, the biggest role that Abhimanyu played was in the Kurukshetra war, and for which he is remembered even until today. So let's talk about that. So war broke out between Kauravas and Pandavas. Abhimanyu sided the Pandavas in the Kurukshetra war. Even though he was a young man, he exhibited amazing bravery in the conflict. So just because, well, there are two things there, right? One is that there were a lot of gurus and lot of very senior people in Hastinapur supported Duryodhan. They did not support Duryodhan because Duryodhan was could be a good king, or he was a good person in general. They supported him because they were supporting the person, whoever sits on Hastinapur's, who's the crown king, basically. The person who's a crown king or a crown prince, right? They supported them. That's ethical. That's how they were. They were very ethical people, and whoever sits on the throne, they are the one they would support. So there were many people like Bhishma, Dronacharya, and many more who supported Kauravas in the war. But for Abhimanyu, the very simple choice was to support Pandavas because he was from the same family. He was from Pandu's family, and also he was supporting Dharma and people who are right. So on the first day itself, Abhimanyu entered into a duel with Bharatbala, king of Kaushal. In the terrible conflict with Bhishma, Abhimanyu broke Bhishma's flagstaff. So do you see people with such not people, I would say people like Bhishma and people like Bharatbala or anybody else who were equally strong. Imagine the kind of experience they had. Imagine the kind of training they had. Abhimanyu was getting trained and Abhimanyu was still a young person. But all these people who had so much of experience of the war and they had they were very strong and they knew everything about the wars. Abhimanyu was still able to defeat them here and there, right? So these are the few examples that he had done. So from the day one, he had been contributing in the war in the positive way, and he was getting victory for Pandavas. After that, he assisted his father Arjun to fight Bhishma as well. He engaged in combat alongside Lakshmana, the son of Duryodhana, on the second day, and he then occupied a position in the semicircular flanks Arjun had built, known as Ardhachandra Yuha. So he had been an active participant from the day one. He had a terrible fight with Lakshman, who was Duryodhan's son. Now, there was another reason why Duryodhan was very angry with him, because I think he slays Lakshman. So we'll come to that later on. But yeah, Duryodhan personally wanted to get rid of Abhimanyu. He also fought the Gandharas ferociously, and when he invaded Shalya, the Magad king, Jayat Sena and his elephant were slaughtered. So yeah, there was so much killing happening anyways in the Kurukshetra war. Abhimanyu went to defeat Lakshman one more time. So all this talks about the people he had been fighting, all the all the people who were fighting with him were with the great valor, right? They all were trained people. They were not soldiers, the regular soldiers. These people were the people who were at a level in the kingdom who got additional training and the best of the training. So they were that kind of people, and he'd been able to defeat everybody. Okay, let's move forward. So Chakravyuh on the 13th day, because Abhimanyu had been killing so many of the soldiers on the Kauravas side, he had been identified as one of the biggest threat in Pandava's side. He had also been able to kill, as I said, Lakshmana, who was Duryodhan's son, and Duryodhan personally did not like it, and he wanted to take revenge. So Chakravyuh actually happened on the day 13th of the Mahabharata war, where Drona, who was the commander-in-chief of the Kaurav family at that time, created a Chakravyuh formation, which only Arjun and Krishna on the Pandav side knew how to defeat. So do you see, that's what I was talking about. It's a circular thing, and that's how they build it. And if you see, there are like thousands and thousands of what is it called? Gosh, I'm
Soldiers.
soldiers, right? Thousands and thousands of soldiers, and so much arms and shields and everything, and horses and elephants and whatnot, right? So do you see how nicely it protects? And people who get in, they will be covered, right? These people on the outside will cover him, and then he cannot get out. It's so difficult. But on the Pandava side, Arjun and Krishna knew how to do that. They knew how to get in and they knew how to get out. So only two people knew. And Abhimanyu only knew how to get in. He did not know how to get out. So, but on the Kaurava side, they knew that Krishna and Arjun, these are the two people who know it. So what was important was that to keep them away from Chakravyuh. If they would have been close to the Chakravyuh, they would have entered the Chakravyuh and they would have defeated everybody and would have come out also easily. It was so easy for them. So it was really important to keep them away. The target was because Abhimanyu. They were targeting Abhimanyu at that time. So unfortunately, Arjun and Krishna were dragged into the war with the Samsaptaka forces led by Susharma at the other end of the battlefield and too far from the formation to know about it, right? So Susharma actually started fighting with Arjun, and Arjun and Krishna went in the direction to fight with him, and they were too far from the place where Chakravyuh was built. The Maharathis such as Drona, Karna, Shalya, Kripa,
Mataji,
Ashwatthama.
what
Yes.
are why did Chakravyuhs happen?
Chakravyuhs don't happen. So every war has a strategy, right? I can say, in a very simple language, I can explain you. I can't remember the name of that war technique, but in Rajasthan, especially the place I am from, back then kings used to fight with a technique called hide and seek, and that technique had a name, but I only remember hide and seek. Now what used to happen is there were so many mountains around that area, so they will hide behind the mountains, and there is a mountains around the place, and there is a plain field, right? So when their enemies would come in that plain field, they would attack the enemy from the from the hiding, which is basically the mountains. So that is one of their technique, which was they were successful in. So Chakravyuhs don't have.
And I know Rajasthan because my dad is born from there.
Yeah, you know, right? So that's what. So that was one of the technique that Rajputs followed at that time. Kshatriyas followed at that time. Similarly, Chakravyuh doesn't happen. Chakravyuh, and if you would have heard about Chakravyuh in general, you wouldn't have heard it anywhere else also, right? Every single war technique or war strategies are formed by their leaders. If you say like Dronacharya, right? Dronacharya, who was actually leading the military arm, the soldiers back then, right? He was leading the soldiers. So he was the one who would think, what is the best strategy for our soldiers to win, right? What is the best strategies for Kauravas to win? So he came up with this strategy, because this strategy, on the last slide, if you remember, it says impenetrable. It is not easy to penetrate Chakravyuh. It is so, I mean, just look at this. I was actually talking to my daughter today, and I said, even if I would try to penetrate something like this, I would just go two step and I would not be able to move forward because there's so many people there who would stop you. And even if they let you in, they will close once you're entered and you cannot get out. So it is not easy. And that is why they knew, because Abhimanyu is one of the best. The only way to catch him is do this, because once he enters, he doesn't know how to come out. So this is how they can catch him, right? So that is why it doesn't happen. It was one of the strategies that they followed. They would have followed multiple strategies, right? They would have followed multiple strategies.
Mataji, but who started this Chakravyuh? Like, who like made it? Like
It was Dronacharya.
Dronacharya,
Yeah.
the
It's
teacher
not,
of the
it doesn't come from
Kauravas.
anyone. See, that is how these military leaders, or at that time, people who used to lead the soldiers were good, because how would they protect their country or kingdom if
Yeah,
they do not
exactly.
come up with something creative, right? So this is his creation.
Yeah, because Dronacharya is he's like the teacher of the Kurus and the Pandavas.
Exactly. He was the teacher, but he chose to favor Kauravas just because, as I said in the beginning, right? He had to favor the person who rules the kingdom, not the person who's fair. All right, let's move on. Thank you. Thank you for that question. That was interesting. All right, so that's what happened. So I was talking about all the Maharathis, right? All the great people like Dronacharya, Karna, who was blessed. Well, we'll talk about Karna. Anybody knows how was Karna blessed? What did Karna had?
I
Which
don't know
Karna has? What did he have that made him unique?
that that armor which he was born with.
Born with? Yes, that's true. So do you see how great these people were? Every single one with so much. I mean, they were gifted. Basically, they were gifted with some unique qualities that others did not have, and they were unbeatable. So that is why such people were there in this Chakravyuh, which is, anyways, everybody's thinking so impossible to penetrate. Like Kripa, Ashwatthama, Duryodhana. Just look at these names. They were such great, not great people, but they were very strong and best of best people. Jayadratha, Dushasan, Bhurishwara formed a wheel formation guarded by millions of soldiers. So those people are there. They will be here inside, but outside there will be many soldiers with all sorts of arms they could possibly have. Dronacharya.
Mataji,
Hmm.
were they like also like the Pandava soldiers and the Kauravas soldiers?
No, so this Chakravyuh was built by Kauravas, right? So it could only be Kaurav army or Kaurav
Kauravas.
soldiers. This will not have Pandava soldiers from Pandava's side. No, because these people are fighting. This entire Chakravyuh was built with the people who are fighting against Pandavas. They're not supporting Pandavas.
Got it.
Perfect. Okay, so Dronacharya was the head of this formation, was wreaking havoc with Pandava's forces. Seeing the destruction of his army, Yudhishthira asked Abhimanyu for help. So when they built this, now, as I said, the only intention was to get Abhimanyu in. And how could they do that? Why would Abhimanyu come there, right? Why would he enter there? So what they started doing is they formed this and they started killing all the soldiers on the Pandava's side. Now, when the Yudhishthira saw that, he knew that somebody will have to now stop them. But he knew that Arjuna is not around them because Arjuna is away fighting somebody else, the person who actually distracted Arjuna because they wanted Abhimanyu in. So he asked Abhimanyu for help. Yudhishthira asked Abhimanyu for help. Abhimanyu told him that I know how to enter the Chakravyuh, but I do not know how to get out. By Yudhishthira, Bhim, Nakul, Sahadev, so basically other Pandav brothers, and other warriors, they decided that all these and other good warriors will follow Abhimanyu. So they said, Abhimanyu, take a lead because you know how to enter it. And other Pandav brothers who are extremely good, who all are so powerful, and they have a lot of good army people or soldiers, they all will follow you. So this way, they all can help you getting out. So they were very sure that at least Abhimanyu knows how to get in. Once they go inside, they finish everything, and it will be easy for them to come out because everybody will help them because a lot of Pandavas are going with him. So Abhimanyu, then, and that's what I was saying in the beginning. What a great personality he was. He knew that he doesn't know how to get out. Still, just to protect dharma, he went in. He went in. How many people do that? How many people they give their life to protect dharma. This is such a great, he was such a great personality. So, okay, Abhimanyu that commanded his charioteer, Sumitra, to head to Drona, while Pandavas trailed behind him. So he started marching towards the Chakravyuh. Unfortunately, nobody was able to follow him because of Jayadratha. Why? Because Jayadratha, who was a king of Sindhus, he has got a boon that he has received from Lord Shiva, that he can single-handedly hold all of the Pandava forces for the day. So he was given the boon that he alone can hold the entire Pandava force for one whole day. He can do that. So when Abhimanyu started going towards the Chakravyuh and everybody started following him, all of a sudden Jayadratha came and he stopped everybody. So the only person who was now going towards the Chakravyuh was Abhimanyu alone. So as soon as Abhimanyu started entering the Chakravyuh, everybody started attacking him. Do you see, like, even if you look at this picture, like thousands of soldiers here, thousands of soldiers, and imagine everybody started attacking him because he was the only target for them, and he was good. He was very good. So he started cutting their what is that called, arrows that were coming to him, and he was really fighting back. He was really fighting back. Duryodhana, outraged at his son's murder, as I said, because Abhimanyu had killed his son Lakshmana.
Mataji,
Yes.
Mataji, can I see the picture again that you showed? That the picture, where is it, like?
This picture you're talking about?
Oh, yeah.
You're
That's
saying
the-
where is this picture taken?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll come to that. Just hold on. I'll tell you I'll tell you the incident when this picture must have been taken. Okay? All right. So he planned to assassinate Abhimanyu. He had no intention to catch Abhimanyu, but he wanted to kill Abhimanyu. That was the plan. Shakuni, who was their uncle, maternal uncle, he
I
was,
have to leave.
huh?
I have to leave.
Oh, you have to, okay, carry on. Thanks for joining. I'll see you next time.
Okay.
So who was the infamous uncle devised a strategy to attack him simultaneously that violated the rule of wars, right? So, the rule of the war used to be back then that there were many rules, right? There were many rules. Rules are defined at the beginning of the war and both the parties follow the rule. Because it's a war between two parties, but still, both the parties would follow those rules strictly. Like one of the rule that was broken in Mahabharata Kurukshetra war was that nobody should attack anybody after the sun is set. But then Kauravas did kill a lot of people, trying to recall, a lot of people after sunset. I think children on the Pandavas side, they did that. Another rule was defined that when one warrior is fighting, only one person will fight with him. Not everybody will pounce on him. That was another rule. But Shakuni, who was actually famous for his wrong deeds, he said that let's all attack him simultaneously, because if one person is fighting with him, we can never capture him or we can never kill him, basically. So that's what they did. Abhimanyu was immediately assailed by 6 Maharathis: Drona, Karna, Kripa, Kritavarma, Ashwatthama, and Shakuni. So imagine all these great warriors actually have surrounded him. They demolished his chariot. So his chariot was gone, and they murdered the horses of his chariot, broke his weapons, and shot him with the numerous arrows. So they kept shooting arrows on him, and his chariot was broken. So he's now without chariot. He's down now. Abhimanyu continued to fight, using the chariot wheel. So that's the scene you were just talking about, right? So when his chariot was broken, he immediately lifted the wheel of his chariot and started fighting with that. He was exhausted and he was hopeless at this point because he was the only one fighting with so many people while entering the Chakravyuh. So he was already very exhausted and he saw no way of getting out anyways. He did not know how to get out. That was the first thing. And second thing was just because he was surrounded by so many people and every single person was attacking him, he had no hope right now. But again, it was a fight of dharma. So he did not want to give up. He will fight till the time he can and he's alive. So he kept fighting. And he kills numerous Gandhara soldiers. A blow to the head from Dushasana's son ultimately caused him to succumb to his wound, and he died as a hero. So he did many things, right? When he was down on the earth also, when his chariot was gone, he started fighting with his sword, and his sword was broken. Somebody broke his sword. Then he started fighting with sword and the shield. Both were broken. He started fighting with his arrows. His bow was broken. Somebody broke his bow. So everything was gone. Finally, he picked the wheel and started fighting with wheel. Now, his wheel was broken too, and somebody actually hit him on his head. So finally, he crashed on the earth. Then he was caught in the Chakravyuh of many enemies. I think we saw this already. And at this stage, even Dronacharya praised Abhimanyu's valor, because who would have this courage? It's just simply impossible. It's just we can't imagine. We can imagine. Dushasana fainted during his fight with Abhimanyu.
Defeated. Mataji, was Karna defeated by Abhimanyu too?
So Karna was
Because
also
it-
fighting, right? Karna,
because it says over here Karna was defeated. Like
Oh.
go up, like it says Karna was defeated.
Not just Karna, he must be defeating everybody. So one by one, anybody who's attacking him, he was defeating everybody. See, Karna, with his that armor, he cannot be killed. Everybody knows, right? That is why they are still
Yeah.
alive. They are still alive.
Yes.
But he was defeating them. They were not able to fight with him. That's how it was.
Oh, so like he was like the strongest one on the Pandava side.
Yeah, he was one of the strongest one.
Oh.
One of the strongest one with the techniques too. So, you don't win wars just because you have strength. You have to have the right techniques too. Like imagine if Dronacharya wouldn't have come up with this strategy of Chakravyuh, it was impossible to stop Abhimanyu. So
Right.
war is all about that, right? It's not just about the strength. It's about brain as well, the right techniques as well. But they started cheating also. They cheated a lot. That was another reason there.
Yeah.
All right, kids, let's
Mataji,
just finish it. Huh?
but Mataji, shouldn't Duryodhana go to hell, because like I heard Duryodhana went to heaven.
Okay, let's park that discussion for some other day, or maybe we will let you know in the chat, right? I definitely want to finish this right now, so let's do that.
Okay, bye.
Okay, today's discussion is not Duryodhana, so let's focus on let's keep that for some other day.
Okay.
All right, but that was a very good question. That was a very, very good question, and we will answer that.
We learned about Duryodhana already.
Did you? So did you get
Yeah.
answer for that, or you did not get the answer yet?
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, we will still post it in the WhatsApp group so that
Right.
everybody knows it, okay?
Right.
All right. So Dushasan fainted during his fight with Abhimanyu. Do you see Dushasan also fainted? Karna was defeated. Okay, that's what you were talking about. Vrishasena, everybody were slain. A lot of people were killed. A lot of people he defeated. Duryodhana fled. So Duryodhan ran away because he was scared.
Right.
Shakuni was also wounded by Abhimanyu's arrow. Kartikeya's son, Sulabh. So everybody was everybody was defeated by him. At this stage, Prince Dushasana beat Abhimanyu to death with his mace, right? So it was Dushasana who used his mace to hit Abhimanyu, and that's how he was killed. During the course of battle, he killed approximately 10,000 soldiers, horsemen, elephants. So do you see the number? He killed almost 10,000 people. like one person. It is unbelievable. All right, kids, this is where we end
I
today's story of Abhimanyu. And unfortunately, we are running out of time. Otherwise, I would have given some time for you to share your thoughts. But feel free to share your thoughts in the WhatsApp group. I definitely would love to read what you think about it. What do you think about Abhimanyu? What do you think about today's story? Anything that you want to share? But for now, we'll just take a pause real quick. Let's arrange our stuff for, oops, for our baking and blending session. So we just have 15 minutes to do all this. Let's do that. All right. I'm going to...
Mataji, I'm upstairs, so I'm going to take like time to like go down.
All right, no worries. You get there. I'm also going to get to my kitchen. So while I'm going there, kids, let's collect our stuff and I'll see you in just less than a few seconds.
Camera mode will be changing into the kitchen. You need to wait. So Mataji is walking to the kitchen. You guys also walk. Walk to the kitchen. Everybody who has ingredients.
Yep, let's get to the kitchen.
How many of you have ingredients?
I don't know, Mataji. I'm going to ask my mom real quick.
That's fine. If you don't have, you can make it on weekend and send it.
I do have
my
ingredient.
Ingredient.
I've already posted in the chat box. Again, I can post it.
Still like Mataji, you
Let's...
said it 3 times.
Yeah, I did it. Because when I posted, some kids were not there. They joined later, so for them, I posted it again.
Yeah, because like when you post like something else, like if I post something right now, if someone leaves and I post something right now and they come back, they won't be able to like see like what they
Yeah,
got.
you're right, Palvit.
Because that happened to me many times in the chat box, like accidentally, like when people were chatting, like and then I like the call left, like I got off, like my internet didn't jump. I go back to like when I rejoin, I go to the chat box. I don't see like any chat.
All right, kids. Everybody in the kitchen? All right, we'll try to make two
No,
recipes.
Mataji, no, Mataji, I'm not.
What's that?
Not Mataji.
Okay. All right. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing.
Do you want me to stop the screen? Because that helps us to see what you're doing.
Yes, but Mataji, how would kids know? They have
Mataji, I put
yeah, they
everything
have
in the
very
chat
good.
box. I put everything in the chat box.
Okay, perfect. So
I'm
let's
going
see.
to spotlight you so that
Mhm.
way we will nicely see you how you're doing it.
Okay, good. Okay,
I
cool.
don't have the ingredients.
You
I
have the
don't have.
ingredient. Okay, so let's start with Pop Tarts, kids. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna make you.
Mataji, your home is looking like ours, like the exact same.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Any of you are making, can you raise your hands on the Zoom so that we know? Okay, one I can see. Okay, 3 kids.
Okay.
Good job, kids.
All right. So I got the pastry sheet.
This is which Subhadra who joined today? Is it Shamarupni Mataji's daughter?
Yes.
Hare Krishna, can I see you?
All right.
Nice to see you, Subhadra.
Shubhadra is here today.
Yeah, she joined
Oh,
Shamarupni
good.
Mataji's daughter.
So good.
After a long time seeing you, Subhadra, very happy.
Oh, Shubhatra hasn't joined other classes so far?
No, Mataji, she's not joining.
Oh, Shubhadra is busy these days, Shubhadra. Okay, so getting back to our recipe. So kids, for Pop-Tarts, I picked up this puff pastry sheet, one square basically, one sheet of that, and I'm just rolling it a little bit. We don't want to make it too thin or too thick. I'm just rolling it a little bit. All right, and now we want just the rectangle pieces of it. Okay, so let's get rectangle pieces out of this. You can see Mataji, right?
Mataji, can you bend it little bit your screen?
that is
Now we can see. Thank you.
perfect, perfect. Okay, so we just need the rectangle shapes, okay?
Do we roll it, Mataji?
Mataji,
Just
actually,
a
they
little
come in the shape of like that only, right, Mataji? They
Yeah.
already
Yeah,
give the
see,
cut.
that is why, yeah.
Yeah, they already give the cut. Yeah.
Yeah, I already had the cut, so I just did it. Okay, so it's like this.
Do we need a roll it?
Yeah, just roll it.
Okay.
Okay, little bit, roll a little bit. We will keep it a little thick, not
Okay.
thin. Okay, so I did roll it a little bit. Now we just want the rectangle pieces. Okay, so I think
Alright.
3 pieces from this, I guess, would be good.
There we go. Ano bola to sa
Mhm. 4, 2. This big.
Hmm?
All right, let's do just 2 pieces from this, right? So 2. So we don't have to cut it then.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to cut. It'll go like this and we just, okay. So we're gonna do this. Now one piece, okay, this is what we're gonna do, right? So this is gonna be like this and we're gonna put it on this. But before we put it on this, we need to fill this with a jam, okay? And then we'll seal this. So let's use our favorite jam. I just had something, so I'm gonna use. Fill this with your favorite jam, or whatever jam you have right now. So I'm gonna fill it. Oh.
What jam is that?
Gosh, this is peach.
Oh.
I'm using peach. That's what I have. I don't eat jam, you know. So I had this peach.
Is it okay to like add chocolate jam?
What's that? Say that
There
again.
is a chocolate jam also. I never heard about it.
No.
Me too.
Just melt your chocolate. If you want chocolate
chocolate.
jam,
I'm assuming chocolate jam is Nutella.
I was just about to say that. It's Nutella.
Oh, okay, Suraj. Yeah, maybe. You're right.
Did you hear about that chocolate dosa these days people make with Nutella?
Yeah.
Oh, really, Mataji? I don't know about
Yes,
it.
Mataji. We we get
I
it
have
here
to
in
do it on YouTube. Maybe I'll find recipes.
Oh, it's easy, Mataji. Instead of any other filling, instead of potato filling, just add Nutella. That's it. It's like
Will it taste
what's
good?
it called?
After we add our jam, do we seal it?
Okay, so for sealing, I'm just using regular water, simple water on all the side of 3 sides, 4 sides actually. In between also, we need to seal it in between also. Okay, so in between also. So 4 sides, just put water. It's only for sealing. Okay, and then I'm gonna just put it here like this. Okay, now we're gonna seal it first so that our jam doesn't come out. Okay, I'm gonna just seal it lightly with my hand, and then we're gonna use preheat.
Mataji, what is the baking temperature?
Baking temperature is 375.
Okay.
375, we're gonna bake for about 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay, everybody's oven 375, please.
Okay, and now I'm just gonna use a fork, give it some design, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay, make sure that you seal it properly. If you don't seal it properly, it's gonna come out when you bake it. So make sure you seal this properly.
Thanks.
Oh. That's why I felt like that one was like the chocolate. Oh no.
Okay, so this is, I'm just gonna make one for now, okay? And then we will make more later on and we can share our pictures with each other. All right, kids. So if
Are
you
we gonna use a coconut cream?
Yes, we'll use the coconut cream for the drink. So let's quickly finish this and then we can get to a drink. Okay, so this is how it is. This is going in the oven now, okay?
I don't want to drink. Can I do that? And then I
Okay, you do it. Okay. You want to make nee gudga.
don't know.
Okay, so now this is going in the oven.
Hmm?
I'm using my what is it called? Air fryer for this.
मैं दोनों साइड से कर रहा हूँ
Yes,
क्योंकि दीवार साइड में थोड़ा लीक था
this one.
आई नो मेरे को अपन को पीछे भी करना है
Now you need to seal it.
और मैंने पीछे से नहीं किया क्योंकि वो रेडी आई थिंक आई डोंट नो
Seal. Okay, now you can make. All right. So that is in the oven. Well, that is in the oven. Let's start making. Just a minute.
रुको
Kids, you're there.
या
All good so far?
या
Okay, let's put that in the oven. And while this is baking, let's make the icing. Okay, so there are a couple of ways you can make the ice cream. Couple of ways you can make the icing. One is the one I mentioned in the recipe. You can use the sugar, milk, and vanilla extract. Or you can use, if you have cream cheese, you can use that also. So instead of use powdered sugar, cream cheese, little bit of milk, and vanilla extract. So you can do that. Just add cream cheese also in this if you like it.
The powdered sugar. And
Okay,
वो दे सकती हूँ milk
let's do that.
what about whipping cream would that also work
You can use whipping cream too, but whipping cream, what problem with whipping cream is that it doesn't hold. It doesn't hold tight, and it usually has a different creamy texture. We're not looking for creamy texture, we're looking for slightly different texture.
yeah
Yeah, so I always prefer cream cheese, so I'm going to use a little bit of cream cheese now with other things. Milk. Okay, so here is my cream cheese.
let
I'm going to get a little bit of cream cheese.
so you have milk, sugar.
Okay, so my cream cheese is going in.
अपन अब मेरे को वो milk चाहिए
Milk ये है कौन सा चाहिए ये वाली क्रीम चाहिए क्या आपको
Okay, and I'm gonna add some milk to this
कुछ लो
and some sugar and
Wait,
vanilla.
do we use coconut cream
We will use coconut cream for the drink, not for
Oh.
this.
okay
so you have this you can ask
so milk sugar and what else
Milk, sugar, vanilla extract, and if you
Oh.
want, cream cheese.
I think you don't have cream cheese
Yeah, I
you have
know.
this
okay how much milk
Okay, if we can like put
How much
this,
milk?
this one,
I
the
don't
topping.
I can I use this
हाँ उसने बोला था मैं इसे यूज कर सकता हूँ अपन
Mataji.
ये कर सकते हैं और
yes.
optional है cream cheese
Mataji, my mom is adding the potato on it.
Potato.
No,
Potato in Pop-Tart?
no, I don't know why she did that, but she said
no Mataji I would like to make some veg puffs
That is what I'm
Veg
saying. See, mom is
really Mataji
Yeah.
how much milk
instead of
do we
Pop-Tart,
put?
mom is making veg puffs. That's
Yeah.
fine. Okay, I'm gonna blend this so that we get our icing. So give me a second.
इसमें alcohol
So I'm blending this so that we have our icing. Icing, not icing.
how many minutes do we put it in
I think it was 30 to 35 minutes, she said. I don't know.
oh it
Maybe
was
she's
30
blending,
to
right? That's why
40
she's not able to hear our voice.
It's 30 to 40 minutes, he said.
30 to, yeah. You can just put 30 minutes and wait. Mataji, is it 30 to 35 minutes baking time?
No, 20 to 30 minutes, Mataji.
Oh, 20 to 30 minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
20 to 30 minutes, children.
And for icing kids, you can use as much sugar as you want. I like slightly less sweet stuff, so I use less sugar.
Mataji,
Yes.
do we have to preheat it?
Yes, 375. $375, but I did not preheat and I'm using air fryer, so I just put it in straight. But preheating is better.
Oh, you're gonna
Okay.
fry it, Mataji, in the air fryer?
No, it bakes also.
Oh, okay, okay. I don't
Yeah.
have that, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's a temperature.
Mm.
Okay, so kids, all done? Pop-Tarts are done. Is it in the oven?
Mataji, I'm making extra because because we just bought it because it was just for the box, like this one. So it had like four in one box.
Everyone has that one only, Ryan. Everybody buys that only.
Okay, so if everybody's Pop-Tarts are in the oven, we'll take just one last minute to make our pina colada.
Hey, Ryan is putting chocolate in there.
Ryan is being very creative with his Pop-Tarts. Kids, are we ready to do pina colada? Or you're still doing your tarts?
Don't put it to the edges.
Mataji, I think everybody is busy in doing this only.
Still doing
Because you
tarts?
just did one piece, I think everybody is finishing all the pieces also at
All
the
the-
same time and putting in the oven, yes.
Huh?
Because the sheet, once they open, they have to finish the sheet, full sheets, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, I have to do that too. But never mind. So until then, should we have to wrap up now, or we can wait for 5-10 minutes, Mataji? What do you think?
Mataji, we can only do this one item. Is it okay for you, Mataji? Maybe next time we can do that.
It's okay. And I think pina colada is very simple. So kids, just listen in. For pina colada, all the items, ingredients that you had, just add all the ingredients and blend. That's it. And once it's done, pour it in the glass and just decorate. The whatever I've
So
seen.
we just add all the ingredients that we use to make the Pop-Tarts.
No, not the pina colada. The drink I'm talking about. So once you're done with your Pop-Tarts,
Yeah.
make pina colada. Try making pina colada at home. For pina colada, all the ingredients we have, just use those ingredients.
Oh, okay.
Mix everything together. That's it. There's no recipe for this. Just add everything together and blend it. That's it.
What is a cream? Cream, coconut cream and juice. This is yes, pineapple and what?
Mataji, pineapple juice, cream of coconut, ice. That's it.
That's all. You just grind
And coconut.
Just
song.
blend.
Song
Just
for
blend.
the little bit of Mataji. Decorating.
Very easy recipe. So just blend all, Mataji, blend, kids can blend all this together and that's it. Okay, and I think once you're done with Pop-Tarts and pina colada, send your pictures in the WhatsApp group and I'll look forward to it.
This one two item we put that we put in the paste, that is what is it, jam only. After that, what we should do?
Which
We
one?
use jam. That's those now, pop street, the pops, that was we put the jam,
Jam. Oh yeah, after putting the jam, Mataji,
after baking. What should we do?
okay. Yeah, so after baking, we just made this thing. We just made, what is that called?
Cheese, Mataji, the topping.
Icing, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the icing.
I
The
see.
icing that we made, what we have to do, we just have to drizzle that icing on that Pop-Tart.
That's all.
Any design that you want to make, Mataji or kids can make it. Ryan is busy making it. Ryan is actually putting chocolate. I can see that now. So yeah, Mataji, just drizzle that the mix that we have, icing that we have made.
Oh, that just they have to put up in the top.
Just put
Okay.
on the top. You can just spread it. You can drizzle. You can make any design. You can do anyway. Everything's good. Okay, kids, any question on the pop? Oh my God, such a big knife. It's your size, Ryan. Okay, you don't need knife for that. Get a fork and make the design. Okay, kids, any question on Pop Tart or Pina Colada?
No,
Any
Mataji.
question? Nobody has any question, right? Because we are wrapping up.
Mataji,
now,
for
so
the
we-
icing, you told cream cheese and also the sugar powder, right? Both you mix together. Usually,
milk.
you said if you're putting the sugar powder, you don't need the cream cheese, but then you like the cream cheese, so you added cream cheese also.
So Mataji, we will add everything that's written in the recipe.
Mhm.
Everything. I said I add only less sugar because I do not like very sweet. So
Oh,
so we will add everything that's written in the recipe. Cream cheese is additional because I like the
additional,
flavor
yeah,
of
that's
cream
what I was
cheese.
telling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cream cheese is just additional. We can add or we don't. Usually people don't add. I add cream cheese to every frosting or every icing because I like the taste of cream cheese. आप दिख रहे हो?
Oh, okay.
आप दिख रहे हो पीछे?
Mataji, how long? Mataji,
Yeah.
Mataji, how long to bake?
Bake, we are doing 375 degrees and for 20 to 30 minutes. Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
So if everybody is done, can we close? It's 5:07.
Yes,
If you
kids.
want
Are we
time, we
good?
can stay.
Are we good, kids? Any questions before we wrap up?
No, Mataji.
All right. So only thing is, once everything is done, send your pictures in WhatsApp. I definitely would like to see that. Okay, and I'll send mine also once mine is done.
And what are these called, Mataji?
Sorry, Mataji, what's that?
What is it called? Name?
We are making Pop Tarts and Pina Colada.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these Pop Tarts are eaten with that icing which we made?
Yes. So we just sprinkle the icing. I'll send the picture in the group so that you know how that looks like. I mean, that is my version, but you can either way. You can spread it. A lot of people just spread it on the top. It's just your way, whatever way you want to decorate it.
Okay, Mataji.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
sending the picture with the recipe right now in the WhatsApp group, so everybody has it. And then later on, I'll just send how it has come out for me.
Sure, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Perfect.
Thank
course,
you,
Mataji.
kids.
Hare
Thank you, Mataji.
All right.
Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Lila Priya Radha Mataji ki jai.
Thank you, kids. Hare Krishna. We'll see you next
Hare
time.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for your
Hare Krishna,
time.
Mataji.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.